Alright, so welcome to the channel. So today there's some exciting news about Tesla. There's some exciting news, and then that to me it's exciting, but to some people it may have been a little bit of a surprise, I suppose. Maybe those who did not own, maybe people that are shareholders. And so let's get into that right now. We're going to click over to the computer. Okay, so we're going to pop over here to electric. I got it up. We're going to scroll down and look at this new story where Tesla adjusts all ranges across all the lineups. It's basically because of a new EPA rule. So from what I understand is the cars did not change in range. It's how they are measured and how they are presented to customers has changed. So Tesla's pretty well known to overstate what their range is. It's not that they overstate them, it's how it was previously measured, and they took advantage of that. And if you were to ever drive on an interstate drive, right? My car came with 310 miles of range when I first got it in 2019, and I would probably get like 270 miles of range. They've adjusted this. It's to be done through an average, and so if we look at the Model X, you can see that the standard range is 405 miles, and the 20, which is the same as it originally was, but the 21-inch rims, it went from 375 to 382. So we got 382. We go back to our electric thing here. We've got they were actually at 375, so that actually increased, which is kind of weird. The Plaid, though, on the other hand, looks like it decreased. So when we go to the Plaid, you've got your wheel variants. The regular version here is 320 miles of range, and what that was 348. That's with the 21-inch rims. So it lost 28 miles of range. If we go back down here and go into the more aerodynamic rims for the Plaid, it says 359, just as it says here. When originally it was 396, it was a lot closer to 400 miles of range. So that's a significant drop in range for that. What's interesting is how the 19-inch rims on the regular long range didn't change, but it did on the Plaid. I'm not real sure why that is. My guess is because of how it was done before. They had to include more highway driving, so possibly because the Plaid just uses more energy at a higher speed. Model X, something similar with the Model X here as well. So now they're just a little bit more realistic. Other auto manufacturers have been providing EPA numbers, but they've actually been dealing out more realistic numbers. So when they, like Ford for example, I think the F-150 Lightning, it actually, I think, in a lot of 70-mile-per-hour tests gets right at, or if not slightly more miles than what they say. And Teslas have never done that. They've always gotten less miles than what they state. The Model Y also got some significant drops, and we'll talk about the long range. But looks like the rear-wheel drive all stayed the same. So you're seeing here with the long range all-wheel drive version, which is what we recently bought this year. It's saying 310 miles of range with the aero wheels, and that was 330 miles of range. Now I will say it does get more range than my Model 3, so it's still very efficient. It's kind of amazing how efficient it is. And then if you get the larger 20-inch rims, you're going to get that dropped all the way down to 292 miles, which was 318 before. The performance also had some drops as well. 285 for the larger wheels, which is all it really comes with. So, that's not bad. That's 10 miles less than the all-wheel drive version, the long range. So here we go, cash. So if you look at the all-wheel drive here, what you're going to get is $50,000, $51,000, and you're going to get 10 more miles than the performance. Not even 10 more miles, 7 more miles. Yeah, it's only $1,500 more for the performance. So, with not as steep of a range reduction as there was before. So, if you're going to get the all-wheel drive with the 20-inch rims, you may want to just go ahead and go for the performance because you're getting a little bit more out of that. The Model Y isn't left alone, as you saw. It's getting some new colors. So it's getting the new stealth gray color here, which you see is just a little bit of a darker gray. It's like a blackish gray. And this looks really good. It's got a metallic flake to it, and that is the free color. Yeah. So it's going to be included. We don't know for how long that will be included. They may potentially switch white, blue, or black back to the free color and make stealth gray a costed or a paid for color. But it is here in the States now. So yeah, the stealth gray has been around for a while. It was on the Model S and Model X that you could get it. And I believe it was on some colors in China or Germany or something like that. I know Germany also has the red Cabernet color. And then they also got the ultra red. And so I'll show some pictures of the difference of my Model Y next to a Model X. So Model X and Model S has had this ultra red color available for about a year now, I think. And it is spectacular. It's a darker, more of a burgundy, darker red, and it's got a metallic flake to it, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And I would have loved to have gotten this color in the Model Y. It makes me want one, but our Model Y is here to stay for a while. I mean, look at how that looks with those black rims. It is a good looking color. So that's a $2,000 add-on. So Model Y is getting something. Another thing that Tesla's across the board, the Model 3 and the Model Y are still able to get the $7,500 tax credit. So basically, let's see if they tell you exactly which ones, but new Model Ys are currently qualified for it, and I believe the Model 3, if we go to that real quick, new Model 3 Performance qualifies. So no longer does the long range or the standard range qualify for that. It looks like it's just the Model 3 Performance, which makes even more reason to get that Model 3 Performance. But you want to show one thing. If you look at the Model 3s, all of their stuff, all their range is the same. And so I think we have a reason for that, and we will talk about that. You'll also notice that the paint for those is still the Midnight Silver Metallic and the red multi-coat, which is the current colors that you've had for a long time. The Midnight Silver Metallic is the standard one, which I hate that they got rid of that. I wish that you could just get both of those, because I actually like that silver, I think, better, but I like the other red better. So I guess I understand why you would only want the one red. That makes sense. So the reasons why I think they didn't update the Model 3 colors and the Model 3 range. There has been some sightings in California of the new Highland Model 3. We did a video on this some time back when they actually came out with that in Europe. So that was launched in Australia and Europe. You can go in, you can configure it if you actually have a VPN, and you switch yourself over to one of those places. You can see here kind of what it's going to look like, and there's some really good YouTube videos out there. We also did one. There's some where people actually got their hands on it in Europe and stuff. We made a lot of changes. We'll talk more about that if it comes to the US. But what we've seen is this car with a Fremont build VIN number in the windshield, testing in California. So the reason why we speculate that the reason why they actually didn't update the colors or the EPA numbers is because it's expected that Highland, Project Highland Model 3, or the new refreshed Model 3, and so far everyone says it's a lot better, it's going to be coming potentially this Monday. We will see, but it's coming very soon. So I think by the end of the month, you're going to see the new Model 3 being launched. Sometime behind that, in Europe and China, they are supposed to be doing the same thing with the Model Y. It will lag behind with the US potentially. We'll see. But that's why they updated the Model Y's numbers and their colors. And they're going to update the Model 3 with an actual brand new model. Me personally, right now, I would not buy a Model 3. There's going to be some significant discounts on in-stock inventory because I think the new Model 3 is coming and it is a much better, just fully updated interior. It's got a slight updated exterior. It's got ambient lighting all around. I mean, it's got a lot of things going for it that you're going to really like. The only reason I can say that maybe you would want to go ahead and get one of these Model 3s in inventory, they're going to have significant discounts. Performance is going to have the $7,500 discount, or $7,500 tax credit, and potentially an inventory discount, is because they have the stalks for driving. But everybody says that you kind of get used to no stock, although they prefer the stock still. So that would maybe be a caveat. Other than that, you're going to get a much better vehicle, and you can get those two new colors potentially. I'm pretty certain those two colors will be coming to the new Model 3 as well, because that's how they were in China and Australia. They got those new colors on that new variant. So I expect that to happen. Yeah, so that's kind of the big news, really. Really, three things that are big news through Tesla this week is going to be the range changes that are on the website because of the new EPA testing. The Model 3 Highland, or new revamped Model 3, is coming, and we believe it's coming very soon, potentially within a week, at least by the end of the month, I gotta say, just because they did do no EPA updates, no color updates to that. That's all signals, and then we've seen it driving around Fremont build, around in California doing testing, US testing. And then you've got the new colors in the Model Y, the Stealth Gray, and the Ultra Red. Ultra Red is so pretty. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. And yeah, those are the big things. I know since I haven't done a video on this, you can order your Cybertruck now. It is available. Prices are there. I did a quick video on the different prices. I think that's the main things. The only other news item would be the fact that pretty soon you'll also be able to get the tax credit in, like, when you purchase your vehicle at the point of sale. So in other words, your car MSRP is $52,000. What Tesla does is they go ahead and they take that $7,500 off of that price, and it's all, and then right then it is $45,000, and that's what you actually would take the loan out for. It would be, or pay in cash would be that, and the rest of it goes away. You don't have to worry about it on your taxes. There's some other good videos out there I'd recommend, like Bearded Tesla and stuff like that. It does a good job on talking about the tax credits, a lot better than I do. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like. Please subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. That way you get notified when I post videos. You'll see them in your feed. Hit that little notification button so you actually get notified. And we will see you on the next video.